day. From Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, it's Week 6 of the NFL on EA Sports.
We're at the confluence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And they'll run for the first time with Najee Harris. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's third down. But Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath. Maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
He is tough to bring down, Jameis Winston. Yeah, Charles, I remember calling a baseball game of his. He played baseball at Florida State, too. And you saw his legs, tree trunks sprayed in to those baseball pants. I said, how could anybody bring this guy down?
And that's part of the beauty of his game because he has that toughness, that big body. He may not beat you sprinting, but he's real sharp with his mind, and he knows how to get away from people.
A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 20 carries, 95 yards. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards for loss, second and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
You better bring him. I'm letting you know right now.
Again, it's Harris on second down. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 9 good yards there on the run, and now third down. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
44-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Off play action, Jackson. That is caught, Rashad Bateman. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out. too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You have to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
We're going 25 the mic. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, 25 the mic. We're going 25 the mic.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Right there.
The numbers for him from a week ago. 17 carries, 57 yards.
They've got a nice scheme going right now, and they run the football pretty well. In fact, I was talking with him on the field before the game, and he said he's starting to hear from the guys ahead of him on the rushing yardage total, and they want to know if he's going to jump up there and join them at the top of the list.
Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the... Yo. Out.
Play action. Now Jackson steps away to his left. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great play there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that want to.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
So a costly penalty yardage-wise, as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. If you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Winston now from the 50. Rolling to, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down. Well, it was 2nd long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. Woo! And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. 78 yards. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. Tucker with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Those Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One-play drive and into the end zone for 6. Taken at the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked somewhere else, and maybe try and find one of those special plays for one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
After one, a 14-3 ball game. Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
He gets it complete to Harris. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. "35 yards that time on the punt, and the Ravens, they'll take over." So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that 1st down run, as they will get to it behind the line of scrimmage.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. So, Charles, you look at this offense, what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0. Then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the 1st round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club.
And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Talk about angling that one perfectly, partner. We know the ball can bounce anywhere, especially how it's shaped. But that one, as if on cue, goes out of bounds perfectly.
Perfect indeed, right at the 1-yard line. Excellent coffin corner punt. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. On the give, this is Harris. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Now Winston. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And this kick will be touched down as they spot it inside the 45-yard line. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson, and he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence, does a great deal for your team, gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Stevens. And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And yes, out come the flags.
Face mask. Defense.
No!
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
Now Jackson on first down. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On first and 10, it's Dobbins. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They'll run here with Edwards. And he'll be pulled down as a penalty flag will rein in as well. And that would appear to be a face mask.
Face mask. Defense.
Can't do that.
Well, you hate that defensively. They had him pretty well corralled, but the face mask, that obviously changes things.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating because you feel like you did everything right. You had him stop, but the hand gets up just a little too high, and the natural inclination is to hold on, and that's going to get called every time.
Hey, Alpha, sit hot. 10's the mic. Sit hot.
They'll try to run with Dobbins, and he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with touchdown number 8 on the year, and the Ravens will extend their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Play fake. Winston. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Winston. That's swung out wide to Harris. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big play that time on a catch and run. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. Jameis to throw it. And it's caught. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
We want it. Come to my world.
They'll try to run with Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Steelers get a late score here in the final minute of the 1st half. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. who finished it off with a touchdown run. Returning it, John Ross. The football back over to Baltimore and J.K. Dobbins. And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down this stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden,
into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And the Steelers are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice, because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win.
And Winston lost the football. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long.
Watch the screen. Pass.
Final play of the half here. Winston. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. And now here's Ross. The Raven offense set to start this 3rd quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the 2nd half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
To throw on 2nd and 6. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Well, the terrible towels here at Heinz Field out in full force. Here's 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Jackson. Over the middle, it's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Here's Jackson. He'll go underneath, dropping it off to Edwards. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
They'll run on first down. Dobbins. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 49 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in, but this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On second down now, it's Edwards, and he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
These two teams met in Baltimore. You might remember earlier in the year with the Ravens winning that game. So if they can win here in Pittsburgh, they'd be able to claim the season sweep.
On first down, Dobbins, and he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. Another run here with Dobbins. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. This is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
And he fires one, but incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity. Just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. Play action. It's Jackson. Flush to his right.
And Jackson's so tough to stop. He's got a first down, and he gives himself up there at the end. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Jackson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Well, the terrible towels here at Heinz Field out in full force. Here's 3rd and long. He gets this underneath to Dobbins.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And his first carry, he loses the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And hindsight 2020, I think they probably should have gone for the field goal, right?
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at those just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
And he pushes forward, but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown.
J.K. Dobbins.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Tucker now for the extra point. is up to 18 now. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2.
Hey, man, watch the boot, watch the boot.
They'll start the drive with Harris. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Working out of the gun, Winston. Dancing to his left, and he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Winston. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. All told, it's a loss of 8 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
The Steelers send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. It got his man complete. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A big connection on that one. 37 yards. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Dobbins running out of the gun. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 73 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll go again with Dobbins. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense.
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Ravens add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Tucker with the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now an injured player down there, and it's Najee Harris who is the one they're looking at. Well, that could be problematic for this offense. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
He can't hang. He's not
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. To throw is Winston. Sliding out of the pocket. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
To me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So, I don't know, I kind of admire him not sliding down there, don't you?
I'm with you on that one. The meter definitely leans towards admiration.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
3rd and short yardage, Winston. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard, but more importantly, it leads to 4th down. Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. Well, you feel the excitement build on those 4th down plays. Defense has to stay out there, but for the offense, when that thing doesn't work out, such disappointment.
It can absolutely be a deflator, but how about the defensive guys? If they stop you on 4th down, they are absolutely elevated going to their bench.
They're elevated now. Big stop on 4th down. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brandon, that's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. And we're going to have a break in the action. As you can see, Mark Andrews is yet to get up. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line.
106 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down.
And he'll go down at the 28. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. We'll check on his status when we get back. And down inside the 15 he goes.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They'll run on 1st down. Dobbins. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Now Dobbins. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. A rough go there on third down, a loss of 4.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
This offense converted once on fourth down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
45.
To throw is Jackson. And he's got it. And the Ravens are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll run with Dobbins. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. One more time with Dobbins. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Oh, CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively because to me, they looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4, 5 between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. And meanwhile, Winston's throw there, hauled in by Claypool.
Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. To throw again on second down. Winston.
That's complete to his tight end Freiermuth.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Ravens, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they will head home next.